Rick Santelli.
Where did Eddie broadcast?
All over.
All top step traders.
All top step.
Top step traders.
Oh, top step.
They all follow. They all know you. Yes.
So you all have active positions going on right now? All right. Good. What's your best and worst position on right now?
Me, I'm with marketing.
See? I can do that sometimes. What's your best and worst position?
At the moment, I'm rolling Euro against Aussie.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think that's
You have to send that to
I
us.
think I'm
it's a lot more sane than playing the Euro yen right now.
very, yeah. You know, with the drop rate came out, and the taper's probably still going to be on the table. That affects Aussie, so.
These commodity economies are
Right,
really
exactly. Same with Canadian.
So right when I do that, I just bought two. My hands are in, and it's down here. Everything down here is multiples of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everything up here is multiples of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Be careful, Mike.
So
You're going to have margin call here.
Yeah. So this would be 100. Now CME guys, these guys do hundreds up here. Board of Trade got that'd be 1,000 with you guys. So when the CME and the CBOT merged, you had guys coming over. This is Euro dollar. This is Euro futures. Euro dollar futures. Euro dollar options. So these are CME guys. Then they mixed in. It's like two fraternities mixed basically. They come in. They kind of speak a different language, a sign language. This would be 100. John would be a Merc guy, so he's like,
That'd be 1,000.
That'd be 1,000.
This would be 100.
That'd be 100. So there used to be guys coming in and being, I buy 100. They're like, what are you doing? You're buying 1,000? No, I'm buying 100. So you have to clarify. So that was something that was a little confusing when people first started down here. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Now you're talking about sizes. This stuff's not going 900. You're not seeing very many people do 900 lots down here. That's monster. Yeah. So 900 lot, the S&Ps times that by 5 is 4,500. That's putting 4,500 on at one position in the S&Ps. 4,500 minutes. Because for every one you buy in the S&P fit, you can sell 5 on the screen and you're flat. Net position 0. That's what we do. So how we made money in the fit would, I could buy 100 in the pit and sell 500 on the screen for that little amount and make $1,000 like that. Or lose it.
So I have a question related to that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, a lot of times you'll see, for example, last week, market's trying to struggle to get higher up. You're up a couple hundred points today. At 3 p.m. your time, cash market closes, and huge sell-off in the E-minis afterwards.
Market at close, right? MOCs?
For the next 15 minutes, drop another, we'll just say, 10 points, or even 6. So are those people who had expected to see a rally at the end of the day in the big contracts, didn't happen, cash flows, and you just blow it out in mini?
So John used to be a big broker down here. So basically, he'd have a deck of customer orders, and it'd say on here, sell 500 MOC, right? / MOC.
Of course.
He'd have those all lined up. It's ready to close. John, if you had those ready to close, bell rings, boom.
Well, it doesn't pair off.
What's here? Half bid.
Sell you 100. What's here
I'll buy
now?
100. Half bid.
Sell you another 100. 100 and a half.
Even bid.
Sell you 200.
Fine. So right there is he keeps varying the market, and then I'm not going to stand up. I'm not going to keep bidding the market at a half. I'm going to drop it down to even now because I'm like, shit, he's got a lot of stuff coming. So I'm now backing off, widening up the market, now making it so more advantageous for me, who's going to assume all the risk, to then be able to get out of everything in that little gap area between evens and a half. Right. So and then traders would try to get out of that small and then work themselves into a better position depending on what your strategy is. So now your average in on your price. So if I just bought 200 halves, or 200 halves, 200 evens.
They're basically quarters.
So I'm basically, average price of a quarter. And then if I sell a couple of these at a half on the screen, because I could probably get halves on the screen, now I'm working my average price down to, it could be better than the even bid. It could be like lower than that. If you're selling, so now you put it in a position that your average break even on that position is lower than your initial spot where you bought the halves and bought the evens is actually down here. You're taking a little profit, So your break even will be actually down here, and then the market firms up. You're sitting with a smaller position, but you've already, worked yourself into You took off some risk, put something in your pocket because you always got to put it in your pocket because traders just don't put it on and become rich overnight. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. That's the nature of the business.
Yeah, largely on the floor now, especially with the electronic contracts. The floor is going to be an arbitrage. What we just did, if I were to walk in the S&P pit and say, what's here, every local in there is going to look at the minis.
They're going to look at the minis. Same thing you're looking at. They're going to be
minis
like,
are 75 bid. They're bidding half.
Yeah.
Sell you 100. There's
You guys, yeah.
right away.
So you guys will be buying 75s, which is bid on the screen. They're buying halves in the pit
And hitting the
and hitting 75s. And hitting 75s.
And they can do that electronically from the handheld?
Oh, we're
They can
going to go
buy
see
them.
that.
They have a lot of them have headsets.
Yeah, headsets.
A guy sitting at a computer waiting for the orders.
So they're going, I just got 500, get out.
And you have the handhelds, right? I mean, you guys
They
got
do have them.
These
but they're not
handhelds,
fast enough.
they're not fast.
I got it. Good luck.
So you can see this guy has one right here. They have the handhelds. We'll go into some other pits where we see a lot of them.
One last question: Is there an imbalance? Are you held with those prices? If you have 5 cards marked on close, and at the closing tick, it's a half, let's say even because you're trying to unload it. There's a closing range. Okay, there's a closing range. Okay.
Has to be executed in the next 30 seconds.
So there's been guys, this has been brokered stock with, $1 million out trade. And out trades is where I go, John, where you check the trade up with me. Actually, that trade that we just did, where I bought 200 halves.
Checking, I bought 200 at a half and I bought 200 at even.
Right. No, I'm only checking about 200 total.
I bought them.
Hold on, I was buying them.
No, I bought
See,
them.
that's an out trade. Now you're saying, okay, what?
Now we're
You wouldn't have that on the
400.
screen. You wouldn't have that on the screen, so you're talking about efficiency. That's why the screen is doing what it is. And then so that would be an out trade. Here would be another out trade where I put 200 and I put 200, and for some reason I thought I bought another 100 from XYZ. Here's my badge, it's PTK. So he's writing down PTK on his side. I'm writing down Hogue on his badge. Do you have your badge with you?
Nah, it's hanging in the office.
Okay, where it should stay. So now I'm going to go, okay, I got 400 on right now, and back in the day I do this, and I go, I'm long 400. I put it right here, and then I go, my clerk would walk by, and I'd have him in her pocket, and she'd hit me in the thing, and I just go like this, hand her the trade, so you're still focused on the market, hand it to her. Now she would take this 400 lot, 15 minutes later, she would put it, type it into,
pair up,
she'd key punch it in there, she's a key puncher. Now your clearing firm knows you have a 400 lot 15 minutes later. Okay. So there's guys that called it the O'Hare, what was it, the O'Hare ticket?
O'Hare spread.
The O'Hare spread. So they'd put this trade on, keep that in their back pocket. If it was good, they'd stay at work. And if it went against them, they'd throw it on the ground, go like this, and they'd go to O'Hare, catch a flight, and never come back. Jeez. And then you stick somebody with the bill. Because, my house and everything, at any point,
Everything's on there, yeah.
there's one time where, I would only keep like 50 grand in my trailer, something like that. So there's one time where I actually got stuck with a 300 lot. And the Dow, so if the 300 lot moves 10 ticks, that's 30 grand. And the 300 lot, or 10 ticks in the Dow could go like this. I've had the Dow move 200 ticks. On one of my worst trading days, I was 100 ticks off the market, and an announcement came out and it moved 200 ticks, and it lost $10,000 in 3 seconds. So that right there, I remember having that trade on, and right when the broker goes, he goes 80 bid, he goes 80 bid 3, remember he goes 3, I go sold. He goes 300, I thought it was 3. He goes 300, and I go, he's like 300, because his customer heard it and everything's going through. I'm like, so now you're trying to get out of 300 lot. Everybody knows you have it on, and everybody knows they can run the price up on you. So it squeeze you out of position. You have your house on it, you have your cars on it. Yeah. So there's been, these are your friends. This is a nasty business. There's been people that walked out of here and killed themselves. There's been people who walked out of here and bought mansions. So that's what the business is. It can eat you alive or make you the best.
A million in soybeans, the next month your kids don't go to college.
I play that for the kids all the time.
Fear, that's the other guy's problem.
Close to them one. So
Oh, yeah,
there's usually a little activity there.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this is the meats. Okay, so this is cattle, hogs, lean, pork bellies. So in 7 minutes they're going to close, and you're actually going to hear them talking, yelling, and screaming.
They'll have a bunch of orders to execute on close. Yeah, we don't need to fish here. It's
Let's
Friday.
go up here.
Let's go up there. Have a good visit.
Used to be you could rent it as $100 a month, $100 a month. So we used to have rows of these that we all used to be down here, and that's how Top the Trader started, because we were all down here with the old time clock. So when I would make that trade that I just did, you have to key punch it. This one doesn't even work.
When Eddie's not talking, you still hear in the background.
There'd be guys that are so good that they could sit right here and go like that, flick it in there, and it'd flick in here and go just like that. Trade clerks. Because then you get really good at this, and you can like flick the cards. I mean, sometimes I can't do it, but you get a good card going.
You did it halfway across the room.
Yeah, you can do it halfway. So guys, you gotta take the tube off, you do this, and then just go like this.
Used to be able to put.
So there'd be
put a
guys
card
that
in
could
a
do
pocket
this.
Of a guy over there.
Yeah, so if you had somebody way over there, you just flick it to him like that, and he'd catch it. There's guys that were really good at it.
Keep you from going crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's what we always call this as a joke is like recess with money, because it's just like you're just right now. The markets aren't moving. People just. That's why we always say, just when the markets aren't moving, you don't have to trade. And that's why being around other people that aren't trading, you can shoot.
We always call it the island of misfit toys.
Actually, where are the...
So Eddie in the pit, it broadcast. We pick up. Background right here, and you guys are going to be able to hear it right here. Comes from right here. This is the desk. So Eddie used to always be here. When we moved to our new office, Eddie's in the new office, the studio. We bring the background noise of him in here, and that's how we do it. That's just recently as of. We've only been doing that for about a month, where he used to be here for the last 2 years. But then we don't get that much information from here, so we have him in a studio with more screens.
Right,
So
more
you can
in
get
alignment with what we're doing.
Yes, more alignment with what you guys do. People like to listen to the background noise. It is kind of soothing. I keep it on in my office all the time. It's just cool. Yeah. So this is the Dow Futures pit. This is a pit that I started here. This pit used to be that pit, and that pit now is S&P. Right here? Yeah. So when the CME and the Board of Trade merged, everybody that owned a seat got real rich. So basically, I bought my seat for $24,000, which is this. It gave me the right to trade only this product right here. So that went from $24,000 to like $350,000 in 2 years, just on the right to own it, the right to stand here. And when I say seat, it's the right to come down here and be here. Now you got to have at least $15,000, $20,000 in a trading account to be able to trade now. So now you pay for your seat. You open up a trading account with at least 15 grand. Typically, they're going to want more because they don't know who you are. And you're down here on the floor. And 15 minutes later, my trade could go in there, and I could have that O'Hare ticket. So I had a really good Cunningham futures firm kind of took a bet on me. I came from Nebraska. I started with like 10 grand in my account. I was like, Mike, I'm going to need 15. And I was bartending at the time, and I just got on my prop firm account, so I put 10 grand in the account, and that's how I started. I bought a seat for 24, so I put net, I was like 40 into it, and I haven't even made a trade yet. So, because you got to pass the test. The test is like $1,500 to take, and all that kind of stuff. So, long story short, that's how I got my start. I started in that pit. That pit was the Dow pit, and then when the CME shut down its building, which is about 4 blocks away from here. They moved all the traders into here because CME bought the CBOT. CME was public. They said, we got a ton of money. The Board of Trade owned this building free and clear. The CME was renting their trading floor for tons of money. And they said, all right, stop the lease. We're going to move over here. And they made it so we all... Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2 minutes. Which one's your guy? I'm good. Yeah, but part of the admin staff. You got 1 minute left.
They look at that 2 seconds. They're watching 5:59.
There you go. Get a little height on you so you can see. Squeeze in right here.
What time's it close? It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock or what?
1:05. No, 1:05 is lumber. This is happening now.
It's closing right now.
Yes.
So they're closing right now. At 1 o'clock, they got to stop talking. So back in the day, they do it.
There should be a loud ding right now.
1 second left. The 5 minutes is running. 40 on 200 is trying to play.
40 for 200.
40 for 200 contract. He's looking at the price on the screen. He's looking at the price on the screen. This is great, but he's looking at the price on the screen. If they're looking at these aren't the markets anymore. Everything's on the screen. And now it's going to close in 3 seconds. 3 bells. We're done.
No more trading.
So there's no trading right now. They're checking out the prices. See, now they're adapting. These guys are pissed off. Somebody can check something up.
Jimmy Bone. That's his dad there in the yellow coat. In the orange coat there, the old guy, that's the kid in the yellow coat's dad. We bought 4 snowmobiles from them. God, it's got to be 100 years ago. They used to call him Batman Bowman because he used to do the crush spread over in the grain room, and he would have to run from pit to pit, and his jacket would stand straight out, a black jacket, so they called him Batman.
All right, so we'll go up to the S&P pit. We'll show you the 3 sisters of the S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow.
That guy's like some years old. Well pickled.
You think they're fighting, but they're just trying to communicate.
Ребята в яме зажгли неплохо. Это было закрытие рынка.
Right down there. You guys see that? The bottom left TV screen, top left side of it, 1788.50. The S&P is trading at 1788 half.
No, that's the futures up there, 1794.
Cash. So you're watching the cash. Some people trade off the cash, the basket. They watch the, you can see up here. Okay, you see up here it says ESH4, very, very top. That's the S&P.
That's the mini S&P.
Right next to that is the pit.
It's March right.
Yeah. And then right next to that is the SDX, which is the cash. Okay. So you got your NASDAQ cash, you got your S&P cash, and you got your SPH4s, NDH4s, NASDAQ. And you got your Dow DJIs, that's your Dow cash. LIBOR, you got all the information, non-farm payroll indicators. Indicator right here, non-farm payroll down there, actual 113 versus the survey 185. So that'll be blank at 7:30 in the morning, and right at 7:30 that shows up and people trade on it. So they don't, the information, they're getting it just as fast. When Eddie used to be down here, he used to just relay that information, what he saw right there. Yeah, it doesn't make it, you have no more leverage than anybody else. And if you're playing that number, these guys don't play it. Their arms are like this, right before the number. They don't have positions on. Because, yeah, you've been trading your whole life. Why are you going to risk on one play like that? That's gambling. We're not gamblers, we're traders. They haven't been down here this amount of time because they make plays like that. You know?
Is that the Reuters at the buzz right there? The buzz down like those the headlines of Reuters buzz?
Yes, that one. So you only get like 4 little lines of it. Nobody ever reads it. Nobody cares. And if they do, they're like, why is the market moving? They say, why is the market moving? And then they'll go up there and look. They're not. So if you think you need all this information, no. You get discipline.
Last important news I saw in there was when Jerry Garcia died.
Because that's what keeps these guys from doing. Because at any point, these guys can blow out right now by just their emotions are going on tilt or whatever.
What news?
It ain't because something
wires.
happened.
What it was
When Jerry Garcia died.
So,
He's a musician.
they want to get them. They want to get them on top of it. They have their levels.
No.
So if you see this back in the day, this was a really cool. Back here in the days, come over here. There used to be a line of guys, and you go like this,
Always.
No input and use it there.
Sitting right here,
You
looking
know,
around,
once in a
and
while
going
you'll
like
see
this.
something that's interesting,
Going like
but
this.
if it's going to affect the market,
You watch
you're
this
not
all the
gonna-
time.
You're not
This
going
is
to
now
find
when
out about it
computers
there.
are around. They
Probably.
weren't that popular as we're going right here. They go
Hi,
like
Heim.
this, look at their levels. They fold it like this. Draw their support. Draw their one, go like this, still be looking at the market right before the open because they got in late because they had to drop their kids off at school. Go like this, put it in their pocket, go in the market, and they would just only look at this when it came to their area. That's when they would then button down and be like, okay, so my level, how's the market? It's not support or resistance, it's a level. What levels do you have? They don't say what support do you have or resistance because that would be a bias. You know, you just want to say what levels do you have. And then somebody shows in late and be like, hey Tom, can I borrow your levels? And you flip it to him, yeah, here you go. And we always use J&S levels. I don't know if you guys know J&S services.
Which way do you look at this?
Yeah, upside down always. So we partnered with him, so he's going to start providing levels this year if you want to use his levels. But everybody uses levels on the floor, and you just pass it when the market came to your level. How is it? Is it firm? Is it firming up, or does it look like it's weak? You know.
Yeah, you don't want to buy in a no bid market.
Yes, exactly. Just because it hit your level. Right. So that's another thing. So people get so technical and say, "Well, it's my support level." No, man, it's just a level. Quit giving it so much power. Yeah. You need it's a heads up. It's a heads up. It's a speed. It could be a speed bump, or it could be the Great Wall of China where it stops and turns the other way. So it's up to you to be the trader to know what it is, because if anybody else knew exactly what that is, they're not providing you as levels. But they are levels that have significance to them at some point or another.
Because multiple people watch them.
Multiple people watch them, and you should know multiple people are doing. So, other than that, again, people with their hands out are selling, people with their hands out are buying, and you see everybody's looking up at those two screens right there. On the left, see it says. Those two little TV screens. I'm going to walk you guys to the strongest drinks in the city. If you guys want to go there, great. We're going to get back to the office, but it's where all the traders would go. At 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning, you see people drinking there.
Guilty.
In the morning. Yeah. There's time. I've had a house account there, like to go to the country club, put it on my tab. I've been on there for 10 years. So, yeah, it's fun. And if you order Jack and Coke, it's literally, we're all Jack at the very top of the rocks glass, poured to about that much, where the top is that much, it's all Jack.
Oh my God.
And they give you a splash of Coke and set the Coke can right next to it.
Wow.
It's knockout. 3 of those and you're...
Oh, God, yeah, that's...
So that would typically be packed on a Friday. And they're not, there's like $5, $6 drinks. You know,
Wow.
for Chicago.
It's not outrageous.
But I'll show you guys a place if any of you guys want to go there. I